Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Welcome back to some Victoria 3. Happy Monday. We are ready for some more Morocco. Hello, Jack. Welcome in, welcome in. Yes, yes, yes. Big news to start off the stream here. We have a Discord. Thank you very much to my friend Jack who did this. Set up the ham cord. I absolutely love that name. So yeah, if you go to Discord now and search for Hamcord, you should be able to find it. Maybe Jack, you can put a link to the Discord in there. So yeah, go there for all your Hamcord needs. Be adding some more content in there as we go along. News about streams and stuff like that. I'm excited to be able to have a place where I can actually update my schedule and stuff like that when changes happen and whatnot. But yeah, that is going to be awesome. So thank you very much to Jack for doing that. Let's see. Oh, he sent me the link on the Discord. So let me take a look here so we can put that in there. Yes. Oh, there's the link. Okay. So, let me send this out across platforms here. There we go. On both YouTube and Twitch there. Yeah. So join the Discord and yeah. I'd like to also in the future, like before we start new runs, I always love looking up history of the countries that I'm going to end up playing. Just some videos here and there, so I'll have a place to put that in there. So yeah, awesome. All right, so let's dive back in here. Let's dive back into what we were doing with Morocco, doing some Morocco things. So we are we're colonizing. We're getting some borders here. Some heavily disputed, historically, politically tense borders here, but those are ours in this run. We do want to start making moves toward getting Maghreb. We are going to have to take on France for that one, though. We have a company to add in. Let's see, we've got 70 construction points, so hopefully by the end of our session this morning, we're going to get up to 100. It's a goal I have here. We're on wealth voting. We should unlock this earning recognition journal entry too, sooner before later. Let's see. So 8 greater equal to major power. What are we up to? Regional power. So we need to get up to 220 prestige. So about 40 more. So I think we can do that. Let's see what we're building here. Fertilizer plants, explosives. All this looks good and good. Yeah, so a bunch of food industries because we do need to get all of that up so that we have mobilization options for our armies. Because we are going to have to pivot to a little bit more of military here if we're going to start doing this. Let me remind myself the treaties we have. So we have trade privileges with Sweden, trade privileges with Russia, also with France, and also with Britain. So we've got some trade agreements going. So before we unpause, let's figure out what company we're getting here. So we have the combined Moroccan metal syndicate. So this is mainly to help us with our construction and metal and all that stuff. So now we should focus on something that's going to become more of an export for us. Ideally we should do like the army one. Where is it? It's down here now. Man, I'm always the worst at scrolling through this thing. There are you. This one. The Moroccan armaments. We can get prestige small arms. This will give us some more army offense. We probably could use this, to be honest. Hey, Jabba, hello. Heyo, Ham. Heyo, chat. What's up? Welcome back. Welcome back. We're just starting off here. Let's see what small arms on the world market is. There's a lot of exporters of it. It doesn't look like... Does anybody have a prestige one out there yet, though? No, nobody has a prestige one. So even though the market's a little oversaturated, the British have a lot of exports. If we get a prestige one, we could start to take this market. Did you figure out why the trade centers were struggling? Oh yeah, let's take a look. What did you miss? Nothing. We just started a couple minutes ago. We haven't even done the first unpause yet. So you're here bright and early. Welcome in. Let's take a look at these trade centers. Yeah, look at this. Look at this. So we're pretty much at our trade capacity. We seem to be losing a lot on this export of tea. We got to get more interests going. Let me remind myself what trade law we're on. Protectionism. Okay, so we're losing something there. We seem to be losing on this trade quite a bit, actually. So here's something. Let's figure this out. So minus 137 profit for each trade capacity. Minus 17.5 in price difference, plus subventions, 8.7 in tariffs. So we're tariffing this import. How much are we really making on that? 220. I think maybe we get rid of this. How much of it are we really producing ourselves? Well, okay, so oh yeah, so here's the thing. We're actually, oh yeah, because our market is oversaturated with it. Oops. Okay, so we kind of don't need imports on this. So let's tariff it more, actually, because I don't want the trade centers wasting their time on this. Even though we have a lot of trade advantage for it, I would rather us be exporting it. So let's do a subvention on exports and get that going, because we can use that trade advantage to export that stuff. What is the world market on this? Yeah, so there is, well, a little bit more exports than imports. But we can do that. So, yeah, and so what we're going to do is we're going to establish this company. So we need to get a level 5. Where are our current arms industries? Yeah, that's right. Oh, that's right. So we were focusing them in on Marrakesh. Did we move to laissez-faire? I think we did, yeah. Okay, so these are going to get sold the moment we buy them, but we should get 5 here anyway. And so let's do this sooner rather than later so we can get this company going. And then we can finish this stuff. And Marrakesh, do you have the imports ready for this? Or the goods? So I need a little bit more of this. We have plenty of iron here. And what is the other thing again? What am I missing? Oh yeah. Oh, we're getting some rosewood. Look at that. Also not sure if you saw, but the bot in the Discord automatically pinged when you started streaming. So that's working. Oh. Oh, very cool. See, I'm kind of learning how all that stuff works. Oh, yeah, look at that. It automatically posted that the stream is on. Oh, that is awesome. That is so cool. I love it. Can't you switch off privatization? No, because we're on laissez-faire. So it automatically sets everything to privatization. We switched to laissez-faire because we have this massive investment pool. So I want the private sector to really start using the majority of our construction points. Maybe at some point, if this goes down a little bit, we'll switch to interventionism. But we have so much money here. They really need to just start building and building. Okay, I think we're ready. And away we go. So we'll build these. We're building up some munitions, I believe. So, yeah, we can start upgrading to skirmish infantry. We need to do that. Hey, Avarit, hello there. Hello, welcome in, welcome in. Good to see you. Ah, Paris withdrew. Yeah, they kind of know what the deal is here. They don't like us now. We don't like them. So we lost trade privileges with them, which is fine. Yeah, hopefully no crashes today. Do you know what's funny is, so after that stream, I saw that that was like a known issue with that current hotfix. It was if you went to a state and clicked on your population tab, it was known to crash on Windows. But they've sent an update since and fixed that. So that's why we crashed that other day. And it should be fixed now. I haven't noticed anything since the newest update. Couldn't you increase the hell out of the construction sectors and leave the building queue empty so the private sector uses the investment pool? Or is that not possible? That's actually not a bad idea, now that you say that. Hold on, let me read through this, and then let's consider that idea. Proponents of the wealth voting reform have called attention to past abuses of power by the current regime as a reason for why this change is currently needed. Hey! Canadian Steven! Hello, Canadian Steven. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Welcome in, welcome in. Alright, so our armed forces guy and our industrious will lose. Yeah, let's take this. I don't care if those guys lose that much. Okay. So Every yeah, that's not a bad idea, yeah, because I always say don't pause the government construction because you're going to decimate your investment pool, but yeah, we kind of want that, right? So if we pause government construction a little bit, they'll start really building through this. Although they might start wasting some because they don't have a lot queued up. And then we could switch back to interventionism. Because I wouldn't mind being on interventionism. I mean, laissez-faire isn't bad. We get extra company charters. And we get the lowered interest rate. We have a lot of reserve right now. I think we're going to stay on laissez-faire for now. But I like your idea. I think we might use that if we get to a point where... Honestly, if we get to a point where I really want to start utilizing monopolies, because we can't do any monopolies with laissez-faire. And honestly, that wouldn't be a bad idea for some of our companies here. It's blocking the tooltip for me, at least. Oh, which one? The one on laissez-faire here? Oh, my stupid face is in the way. You know, it is... I'm always... yeah, my webcam. Hold on, maybe if we go back here. There we go. It's always so hard to find a place. You know, now that I've been streaming, I'm big on noticing where people put their webcams. I don't put my webcam over here, so I'm like, well, this is important information here. But then, yeah, every now and then, something gets put right here. I feel like Victoria 3, you always want to avoid the left side of the screen, because, like, so much comes up here. But sometimes my stupid face gets in the way. I don't know, my way to play this game is to at least have enough construction sectors for the investment pool to go down when my building queue is empty. That way I can easily decrease the investment pool when needed. This is true. See, we don't have this issue right now, but I'm always very nervous about the investment pool getting too depleted, because you can get into a situation where the investment pool gets depleted, they can't add enough stuff into their queue, and then you assume the full cost of the construction. And usually that's when you start debt spiraling, because you really can't afford, you meaning the government, can't afford the full cost of government construction for too long. And if the investment pool gets too depleted, they can't build themselves back up. So I'm worried about that usually. But we don't have that issue right now, and we do have quite a bit of like money that's pretty much being wasted right now in this investment pool. So yeah, I like your idea. I feel like maybe if we get, you know, we could use it as a means of, yeah, here's what we're going to do now that I think about it. Instead of, well, everything's up for privatization, so we can't really select when a building sells. But we can, yeah, like you said, add a bunch of construction sectors. When we go down, pause government construction, let them build up, build our reserves back up, turn government construction back on. We might try this out. It's not a bad idea. Java, yeah, it's hard with 53. Yeah, I know. Like, where do you put your face on here? There's never a good spot. Hey, oh yeah, hello, welcome back. Hello, I hope you are well. I saw someone recommending your page to others on Reddit yesterday. How exciting! Really? Aw, I missed it. I gotta go back and look at the Reddit. That's awesome. Thanks for letting me know. I'll go in there and be like, yeah, just another passerby who's like, go to this page. See if anybody notices. Very awesome. Yeah, so that being said, okay, so let's expand some construction here. We'll do 2 in Marrakesh. Lord knows we have enough. No, what's this? Western Sahara. No, it's inner Morocco. Lord knows we got plenty of iron in this state to cover it. But we could use... Oh, they have no... Oh, yeah. That's right. We need to be importing... Why are we not importing more hardwood? Oh, we are. And what about in Marrakesh? What is their local price here? So only plus 2% for that, plus 4% here. Okay, so it is still possible they might increase the imports when needed. And we are exporting some steel. I like that. We could use some interest. Yeah, we really could use more interest. Who are we using so far? So we have England, France, Russia, New England. We kind of don't need the one in France. Yeah, we don't need an interest in France because they're now in North Africa. So let's go back. And who is the biggest importer? British. But it looks like... Oh, Bremen in Prussia. Okay. So let's get rid... Oh, yeah, not North Africa. Get rid of France. And let's start working with Prussia. We could use better relations with Prussia anyway to help us. An influential faction within the petite bourgeoisie has grown frustrated with their co-members' neutrality on the topic of wealth voting. Themselves in favor of the law, they have now resolved to form a separate political faction intent on passing it. You know, we could use some pop... Oop. Well, my stupid fingers pressed it, but I kind of wanted to do that one anyway. We could use some pop attraction to the intelligentsia there. Hey, Laplace, hello, welcome. Good to see you. Welcome in. Thanks for stopping by. Wait, did I not... Yeah, let's put this at the top. All right. North Germany is activated. Okay, so we're getting a little bit better here. Hey, Mia Smiths, hello, welcome in, thanks for the follow. Hey, your stream today was fantastic, seriously had a blast watching. I'll definitely be looking to catch you live again. Thanks for the great content. You can find me in Discord. Oh, awesome. Well, welcome in. Speaking of which, we now have a Discord. Oh, you know, I should have pinned that comment with the link. Let me pin that. There we go. There we go. So we have that pin there. And I should be able to pin the one on YouTube here, right? Pin message. There we go. Discord link. Yeah, so join the new Discord, everybody. And once again, thank you to our friend Jack for creating it and moderating it. Ben Gold, hello. How is Gaza? Let's take a look at Gaza. Gaza got Gaza'd. Gaza got Gaza'd by Portugal. Right? Am I looking? Yeah, Portugal took them. Could always go for Zulu, but I want to focus our attentions here because I want to create Maghreb. So we're going to have to take on France. Who are they rivaled with? Let's see, I think we could possibly create a nice little alliance with Prussia and or Russia. Are you playing tall? Always trying to play tall. We are, yeah, we're playing with Morocco, trying to get as far up as we can. We're trying to embrace a more capitalist run. We've done quite a few socialist runs on this. So we have our own personal goal of creating Maghreb and also trying to get max GDP. Hello, I'm new to Victoria and your tutorials have helped me a lot. Thank you. Oh, Funter, thank you. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. I'm glad they're helpful. Thanks for watching them. Russia is an ally. Attack Spain. Yeah, Spain is going to be one we attack. I would like to kick them off the continent here, get our land back. So we have good relations here. Okay, so they need to have multilateral alliances. What about Prussia? Everybody needs multilateral alliances here. And unfortunately, Great Britain... they do like us. They just don't want an alliance with us. If we just threw you a bunch of stuff, it still wouldn't even matter. So, we'll have to hold off on that. We could look at some defensive packs. It wouldn't hurt to have some defensive packs. Well, I'm officially the 5th member of the Hamcord Discord, Hammock Discord. Thank you. Thanks for joining. I appreciate it. That's awesome. What is the pros of making your religion people happy? Oh, well, let's see what we got. So plus 20% conversion. We get authority right now, and then if they're upset, we get a hit to education access. Slaves on one of your nation's mercantile ships have risen up. That's right, we still have slavery, huh? We gotta take a look at that. Seize control of the ship and sail to nearby France, where slavery is illegal. Let's see. The trade unions are still marginalized. The intelligentsia are happy. We could use this to get more investment pool from the aristocrats. Oh yeah, that guy released from prison. Okay. Yeah, we can afford. Let's do that. Yeah, we do have slavery. We gotta take a look at that. We've been having some issues with some laws. We've been able to pass them, but they've been taking a while, so we're a little behind on that. Is this Sunni only run? Not necessarily. I'm not necessarily opposed to leaning into the Sunni. We still have state religion because it's kind of helping us with some of our cultures here, like Bambara. Half of them will have better acceptance, and not so much there though. Members of the Moroccan-British Association are greatly impressed by the advancements Great Britain have made in medicine. With urgency, they seek to model the British approach to medical innovation. What's this one at? Okay. Ooh. Oh, we get that expense though, but always take the advancement. Yeah, we're gonna take the advancement in research. 5 years of 1,500 expenses. Well, we can afford it. Let's take it. Boo slavery, 1860, abolish slavery. Yeah. Yeah, Ben Gold, yeah, we do have slavery. We still have the slave trade. So we gotta get off of that. But we're also trying to get off of autocracy and monarchy here. So we're a little behind when it comes to laws. And by a little behind, that's a major understatement. I once abolished slavery as Dutch East Indies in 1860. It should almost have a ticking revolution. Yeah, I mean, luckily our pro-slavery movement is not very well supported. So we have that benefit going for us. Alright, we got nationalism. So we need some alliances if we're going to be taking on France here. Not even softcore slavery, yeah, but full-blown commence with slavery, yeah. Yeah, not even slavery light. Diet slavery with legacy slavery. We got the full-blown one. We do have some good support here because we do have the intelligentsia in government. Oh, no, we don't have that. I thought we had them in government. Okay. Yeah, we're not going to be able to get them in there, but we'll take a look at it. We still have pretty good support for it. How about puppeting nations outside of Northern Africa? We could do that. We could puppet them. That'll help us with some monies, actually. So it will be something we work towards, but I would much rather start looking at Tunis and Tripoli here. Plus, you know, I would like to focus more on... Oh, we gotta take a look at this over here. Getting our military up to skirmish once we get some of these munitions and explosives. And then really go after France. We could start looking at Spain here. Take this land, and then maybe getting some money off of them. Just remember, the Confederate lasted 4 years trying to preserve something. Cringe. Yeah. Zulu, yeah. I mean, there's tons of places we could go for in Africa here. to kind of puppet and stuff like that. I think the question to ask, though, is to what benefit is it, right? So it's not getting us resources necessarily that we need. I mean, well, we could use logging. I say that, but actually we could use logging. But we can also just as easily colonize. So we could use the logging. This is true. But we are going to get some radicals in the country because of them not being accepted. It is an unincorporated state, so the radicals don't have as much influence, I would say. But I guess what I'm saying is it's not a big priority for me right now. I don't think the rush for all of the states, the African states down here, to me is the #1 priority. That kind of playstyle is fun, and it is useful, and we could use it. We could use the logging in our country, but it's not, to me, the most beneficial thing at the moment. Because we can just as easily import that stuff and save ourselves the trouble of holding on to those states. You should get Messina. They have specials building that boosts education conversion. Flat 20% of education is huge. Messina. Where are they again? Where are they? Let's take a look at them. Oh, yeah, that's right. This one. It's not bad. Not a terribly large military, though. It would be we would have to get military access through the Netherlands or France to get there. France is definitely not going to give us anything. So maybe the Netherlands. We would have, yeah, we would have trouble getting to them. All right, so we have our last arms industry going here. And they've been selling like hotcakes here. But we'll get our company. Ah, yes. So once we get... What is this? Okay. Once we get some voting laws, we get some political parties, we'll see who the intelligentsia align with. And then they could help us get off of slavery, and then hopefully get off of monarchy. Now the real question here is, do we really want to get off of state religion? I'm not sure that we do. Because, so you see here we have very large Bambara population, and almost half of them are already Sunni. So we could convert them. And these guys, yeah, we could start converting a lot of these people. Oh, nice. Okay, so we got sewing machines, mechanized looms. What is our market for clothing? Yeah, we could use a lot of it. So let's take a look. Yeah, state religion can be painful to get off. It's true. I guess it's on my mind because I'm currently in the midst of creating a tutorial video this week on acceptance and conversion and all that. And I do think state religion can be helpful, though it does come with some massive downsides. The Sunni will be massively powerful. We could try to maybe get an agitator in and make them the head. That is a little better than a theocrat. That, yeah, there's a lot of ifs there. What are dyes in our market? Where are we at with that? Yeah, we're getting it all on imports. So... yeah, I wouldn't mind finding a place that has dyes. You know, we were talking about Zulu before, so possibly... no, they don't have it. Remind me... let's slow down for a second here. Let me remind myself... I don't really understand the agitators yet. Like, with me, are they just... oh. Are they just hanging out? No, they're helping to, like, possibly pass laws, whether you like them or not. They join movements, and then you could use the movements to help you with laws, or the movements can start working against you for laws you don't like. The other thing with them is you can get them to be the head of an interest group if you don't like who the current head of an interest group is. Like, for instance, we have this slaver who's the head of the landowners. It kind of wouldn't hurt us to get rid of that guy. Unfortunately, we only have one agitator slot, and the one we have is an authoritarian, so we don't like them. So if we can find a good way to get rid of this guy without creating too much problems, we could possibly get somebody in here. Though it doesn't look like we have very many options at the moment. We'll have to take a look at that. Alright, let me remind myself here where we have some dyes. Yeah, so mainly in the middle here. You know, we could possibly take over Madagascar. I always find Madagascar to be a very beneficial place. And they're not that well protected. Though naval invading them, yeah, will be a little difficult. Problem too, though, is we have to get rid of one of our interests in order to colonize or even attack. And we kind of need all of them at the moment. So this one will take a while because it's severe malaria. We could do this place. Could go take these guys. Dahomey. Maybe it's time we finally went and took Dahomey. Now it's possible some other powers might get involved here. Yeah, look at my beloved Congo. I hate to mess with them. I love my Congo. I'm trying to find a place that doesn't have severe malaria, though. Because we're going to not really be able to colonize out from there at the moment. Where are we with tech on that? Yeah. So until we get quinine, and then we're not even going to really be able to effectively colonize until we get malaria prevention. Oops, what am I doing? Why not enact dedicated police and hereditary bureaucrat? It will lessen the landowner's power. Yeah, I mean, that is something we need to do. The problem is we've gotten so backed up on the laws we have to do, because it took us quite a while to get onto tenant farmers and then get off of traditionalism. So we will add that to the list. Unfortunately, we have quite a list right now. I would really like to get off of hereditary bureaucrats, though, because that is giving the landowner some political strength. Appointed bureaucrats would be nice. And actually, it would be very quick. Actually, we might do this next. It looks like this would be a very quick enactment, and it will empower a little bit more of the intelligentsia. Take a little bit of power away from the landowners. A lot of things on the list, yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of things on the list. I am kind of thinking we might do an invasion, though. Maybe we'll... You know, we could start with Dahomey. Because if we naval invade Oyo, they can put up 9 battalions and possibly raise 15 more. We only have 10 flotillas at the moment. If we naval invade Dahomey, not only do we get Dahomey, which we've been hoping to do for a while, but they're less protected. And if we take them, we'll now have an interest in this region anyway. So let's try this. Let's switch our interest. We'll take the one off of... Honestly, we'll take the one off of here for now. We'll come back there. And so let's put an interest in Niger. When that activates, we're gonna create a landing party. Ooh, perfect. Yeah, and we can take 2 of these guys. So let's do a new army. So we want 10. So we'll take 5 there. So they have 15. So let's send over 3. And then we'll transfer over 2 from here. So this one will now be our new landing army. And my usual skull and crossbones make them purple. Oh, wait, did I miss something about Dahomey? Best way to disempower the landowners is to get a rural company, to be honest. Yeah, that's true. This needs to be nerfed, in my opinion. I don't think all companies should go to the industrialists. That's true. I suppose... Yeah, I suppose it depends on... Like, if we had the Moroccan fabrics, and we were on homesteading... You know, I've never really looked into it. I wonder how that works, because 50% of the agricultural buildings need to be owned by the workers, and the workers would be the rural folk. So this company wouldn't be able to own all of them. Yeah, I wonder how that would work. I'd have to look into that. No, Dahomey is under Britain's... Why not ask for military access to get Oyo instead? Ah, yep, look at that. Poops on that. Okay. So we will go after Oyo. Would Britain give us military access, though? I suppose we have to wait. Well, I think we'll go after Oyo once we create the Diplo play, because we're not going to be able to do it until the Diplo play begins, if I believe, right? What is your leader's traits? He's got a lot of them. He's a cocaine addict and expensive tastes. Let's see. He's disempowering the clergymen a little bit. Getting some authority. We are getting colony growth speed on that. Ooh, getting some mass migration. Decree costs, radicals, and loyalists. He's pretty old, though. So, and he's an enlightened royalist, which is such a waste, because we're not going to be able to get to human rights quick enough. Though, yeah, and we can't get to feminism either quick enough. Benin is just as powerful. Oh, and we should be able to get our company now. Right? Yes. 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 Here we go. In Marrakesh. Establish. Alright, so let's take a look at what we got here. Let's take a look At our executive, Khalid Al-Zanatawi. Slaver. Wonderful. Alright, we get plus 5% throughput bonus on buildings. That's nice. And plus 10% arts building throughput. Wonderful. Alright. So, we've got the arms and artillery there. So let's look at... we've got 2 charters to give them. Ooh, we can give these guys steel mills, which we are absolutely going to do. Let's give them steel. And we will give them trade rights, because we want to start exporting all of our arms and everything. Hey, we have got wealth voting. Check the Yemen region. Oh, you mean in terms of... yeah. Well, I would like to get logging... if I'm going to take a place, I want to get logging, and secondary, I want to get dyes. And nothing over in this region is really going to give us all that much in regards to logging. Because logging is the one thing we don't have a lot of. I don't see the benefits of feminism when playing Sweden's and form the Scandinavia. I need the manpower from birth rate than factory since I have 80% education. Yeah, feminism is very helpful when you start... oh, before I can do that, look at that. Look at our flag. We got the true Moroccan flag. Haha. Hello, Morocco. Yeah, feminism is very helpful when you run out of workers, because then you can start... you get that workplace ratio boost. If you're at a point where you're not, you still got tons of peasants, yeah, the birth rate is more beneficial. But eventually you run out of workers. So it comes into play, I think, later on. Fancy Zling, hello, hello. Good morning. I'm getting back into Viki and have been enjoying your videos. I have had 2 things I can't quite figure out. When should I incorporate or make a puppet, and when to build military? Any tips? Okay, yeah, let's take a look at it. Let me read this thing, and then let's take a look at that. General Tanut has made public statements in support of Conservative Party, bringing into question the political neutrality of the military. So we would like... oh man, the intelligentsia hasn't declared for anybody, huh? Well, we would like to keep the Liberal Party. Definitely not the Conservative Party. He's also a theocrat, so we don't really care about that. We'll take the Radicals, honestly. So, yeah, when to incorporate... first of all, when to incorporate. I feel like that is also beneficial on, or dependent on, if you have colonial exploitation. Because if you have colonial exploitation, you get a bunch of benefits, extra benefits here to unincorporated states. So if your state is one that you're mainly thinking about resources and mines, you might want to keep them unincorporated. Basically, when you're unincorporated, you get these things. So you get a negative 10% MAPI when unincorporated, which is awful. So you're always going to have things be a little bit more expensive there, and a negative 33% state construction efficiency. Any state that you're kind of thinking is kind of part of your main country here, you want to incorporate as quickly as possible. Let's say we took over Madagascar over here. I would probably not think about incorporating them for a long time. Because one, we don't want their pops to be very politically powerful. So you can see in an unincorporated state, you have less political strength. And those pops are probably going to be less accepted, so they're going to be upset about it. When you're unincorporated, you don't expect a higher standard of living. So you get a bunch of disadvantages here. You don't want to build any military in an unincorporated state. So I would start thinking about incorporating a state if you want to start building urban and buildings and industrial buildings there. If you're not going to build any urban or industrial buildings in a state and their pops are not of your primary culture, then you might want to think about keeping them unincorporated. But any state that you're going to build anything in the urban buildings section, you want to start incorporating, because it'll be very inefficient to have urban buildings in an unincorporated state. When should you make a puppet? One reason to keep a puppet as opposed to making them part of your country is, one reason is institutions. We don't have a lot here, but when you have a lot of institutions, it's a drain on your bureaucracy. If you have a major deficit in bureaucracy, if you make a state a puppet, let's say you had somebody and you release them, we don't have any releasables here, but you release them as a subject, that country is still in your market. You see that all their resources in your market, but you no longer have to spend any bureaucracy on institutions for them. They're now their own country. So that would be one reason to make them a puppet. The other reason to make them a puppet is you can get income from them, where they have to pay part of their treasury to you. So there's that benefit to it. And then when do you start building military? When you can afford it. Military is very expensive. We need to build ours up because we have to start making a move on France here if we're going to start, creating Maghreb, which we want to do. But military is very expensive. So can you afford it? If you can afford more military and you're going to be making military moves, then do it. If you can afford, if you have the budget, you should build more construction. But if you have a military that's not strong, then build more military. So the real answer to when do you build more military is, if you can afford it, build it up, because it gives you power projection, which increases your rank. How much wood does Zulu have? I believe they would have quite a bit, right? Yeah, they have quite a bit. They don't have dyes, though. But they also have a little bit stronger of a military. So I'd much rather go for one that is smaller like this. Though I guess they have more people, right? No. They have a lot of buildings built up here. So I would much rather go for Oyo and then maybe even, yeah, make a move into Sokoto here. That would be a bigger fight, but we could probably do it. Hey, Robo Napoleon, how are you? Yeah, it's been a while. Good to see you back, friend. Good to see you. Welcome in, welcome in. I forget the last stream here you saw. I think it's been a stream or two. Oh, one of our generals died. We'll take a look at that. Thanks. I find it hard to keep an unincorporated state instead of making a puppet because of the building malice, and you essentially get 10 free construction, which is nice if I'm small to mid. Yeah, I find puppeting someone as opposed to keeping them unincorporated is good too, because it's not as much of a drain on your bureaucracy for your institutions. Also, 5 free construction sector from puppets, also to form power block with your loyal henchmen. Yeah, exactly that too. When you want to form a power block, releasing some people is good. Yeah, Congo's a good option here. Not as strong. So we could possibly go Congo. You make a good point. Congo might actually be the better benefit. I was thinking no on Congo because in terms of colonizing out, they have severe malaria. We're not going to be able to do that. But we can't really colonize out here anyway. Maybe we do go after Congo. Not a bad idea. Not a bad idea. Though they seem to be fully built up here. But they already have the buildings set up. What is their Catholic and animist? And what is Oyo? Just animist. See, look, though, they got 270,000 peasants I can work with here. But these guys got more logging. I mean, I might just take both, to be honest with you. For the mill stuff, sometimes I feel like I overbuild construction because when I get big, the great powers start to pick on me. If I don't, I probably just need to make friends. Yeah, need to make friends, and you always want to build up construction. I mean, you don't want to do it to the point where you're death spiraling, but it's always better to build construction sectors and then delete them than to pause construction. So build up your construction sectors and then quickly try to build the inputs for them and see if your economy can hold it. If not, you can always delete them and then build them back up later, because they don't take a lot to build. Puppet is good as buffer, or you want to have your own influence area like the Dutch East Indies. You want to secure, yeah. Oh my god, I think it was Frostpunk and Afghanistan. Yeah, that was quite a few streams ago. Quite a few. Anyways, are we making a formable? Yeah, we are looking to create Maghreb. But we got quite a few states to go before we can do it. I feel like the bigger powers always try to protect Congo. They do. When you play as Congo, you're pretty safe for the early game, because nobody comes after you. But eventually, people come knocking. Problem is, the great powers are coming for all these countries. So even, like, Oyo, we can take Oyo, but someone's coming there as well. Oh my god. We got a lot of events here. Hold on. Misri people are having a hard time getting employed in Fez due to the prejudices of some Maghrebi employers. Ooh, okay. How many misery do we have in Fez? 29,000. 5 years on that. Yeah, we'll take this. We can probably get rid of one of the decrees. In collaboration with the Patriotic Party, Hassan ibn Fuad has secured a deal for cheap and quickly distributed pamphlets in support of the party. Maybe we'll take this. Better than nothing. Ooh. Yeah, we don't want him to get any more popular. He's already loved. Yeah, we'll take 20% there. The interest of the industrialists in the lucrative trade with Great Britain has led them to align themselves with the Moroccan-British Association. Good. Go for it. Ooh, let me scroll up here. I'm missing a bunch of stuff. I feel like the bigger powers are always going after. I read that one. You can Puppet Congo, or just take them. We are making a formable. Yeah. I think I might go after Oyo first, though. And then we might go after Congo next. More iron steels becomes the, becomes the steel baron. That's what we're going to try to do here. With these guys. They've already built us an extra arms industry. I think the best call would be explaining gradually along the small, gradually along the small coastal nations. Well, most of the great powers have taken most of the coast. In fact, I think it's down here at Oyo is our first option for that. In this patch, UK do guarantee South Africa. Yeah, we want to stay a little bit away from South Africa. We don't want to get bogged down too much in stuff here, so we want to keep most of our focus up here. But but I've never played Vicky 3, so yeah. Yeah, there you go. Check the Horn of Africa. Well, no, we're going to go after Oyo to start. I think, well, we're going to see what happens. We're going to see if anybody's going to mess with us on that. So the Ashanti, Dahomey, okay. So it seems like everybody will pretty much stay out of our way. True, I don't know why I have such an aversion to deleting construction sectors. For some reason I remember firing people by deleting being really bad when the game was released. It still is. It still is. I won't lie about that. When people lose their jobs, you get a little bit more radicals. But I feel like it's less of a detriment than having a construction sector you can't afford or pausing your government construction. I'd rather take the hit to radicals on people losing their job. Should I get Vicky 3 or... No, or get Vicky 3. Just do it. Like Nike says, just do it. Alright, let's check our mobilization options. Do we have stuff? So if we're just doing the landing army, we should have enough liquor. Half of what we need for tobacco. Not a lot of sugar. Yeah, and we still don't have that. But we probably don't need much else. So let's take a look at the landing army here. Add that in. Let's take the sugar off. Ethiopia. We could do Ethiopia. I mean, there's always going to be good stuff over there. Yeah, though no dyes. No wood. No wood. Yeah, they don't have a lot of wood there. I'd rather get this place here. Well, if Dahomey, though... If Dahomey joins... Yeah, I guess it depends. I guess maybe we'll just take a save, because, you know, why not save? Why not save? Where's my save? Oh, apologies. I wasn't keeping up with... Alright, let's take a... Yeah, Twitch is going to a break. It's going to an ad. So let's take our... It's been about an hour. Let's take a quick break so that people don't lose what we're doing here because of ads. So we'll take a quick break. Oh, ad, I see. I wasn't quite sure what... I'm an idiot when people type AD. Okay, hold on. I'll come back and talk about that. All right, and we're back. Apologize for being an idiot. I was like Ethiopia AD because you have things like PM, production method, IG interest group. I was like AD, like Ethiopia advanced deployment. Is that what we need? I was an idiot and realized, oh, ad. I forgot about the ad break. I will be better at that. All right. God, I missed a lot of chat now. Let's see. Oh, the chats are combining. Okay. Your rival, protectorate, and enemy neighbor if you have border state and they have a claim. Wait, oh. Your rival will F you up all the time good even if you are half the world. You must establish diplomatic relations with the foreign lands known as YouTube. Okay. Oh. If only your messages showed up for the break. I thought that... No, I'm supposed to have on my... Okay, hold on. We're not going to break, but... The chat box is supposed to be on here. Yeah. There we go. Okay. Focus, handcoats. Focus. Okay, so we want to go take on Oyo here. We have our fleets. Oh, I forgot to put a commander here. Who do we want? We lose the kill rate with this guy, which isn't great. We get an artillery commander. We might want to put that guy in our main army, so maybe we can switch. Oh, this guy's an artillery commander too. Ooh, morale damage. This actually might be pretty good. We'll take this guy. And we'll put him on rapid advance so we can take land. Alright, let's do this. If your neighbors with Portugal or Spain, try improving relations with Britain, or America have alliance with them. You can sway major country for reasons like humiliation to sway on your side in the diploplay. Yeah, we've been working on some of them throughout this. We have pretty good relations with Great Britain at the moment, with Prussia. I believe we were working on the United States for a while, yeah. Actually, will they be open to any type of... No, not yet. Not yet. Oh, do we have... I didn't realize we didn't have trade privileges with them. 20% chance. I don't want to give them an obligation for this. Let's take our chances. This probably isn't going to go through, but on the off chance it does, we'll see what happens. Okay. I don't know why I'm always so jittery when it comes to going to war in this game, but we're going to do it. Okay, so let's raise these guys. We'll move these guys over here for now. The naval invasion will have to wait until the landing army can get there anyway. Yeah, they declined it. So, oh well. Let's see how much that hurt our relations. Not so much. Alright. Oh, they have a flotilla? Look at you guys. Good for you. Now this might be a little difficult. It'd be better if we had a little bit bigger of a navy. Why don't we start doing that now? And we will put that at the top. Probably wouldn't help us in this war, but if it fails, then it will. Can't you ally Sokoto to battle France? Possibly, right? Oh yeah, we got plenty of influence. We might as well start making friends with people here. The Ashanti, you know, they're not nothing. Yeah, not worth it. Yeah, and if eventually when we take on France, if we can get Sokoto in there, it would create a front on both ends for them. What are we researching, actually? Triage. Oh, that's good. We probably want to finish off this level here. And society... Are we doing... We're getting tech spread? No. So let's get modern sewage. It's always a good one to have. Yeah, we don't necessarily need that right now. And then we might as well go for quinine. Because if we do end up taking Congo, that'll be good. Then let's finish off the rest of this, and then we'll reevaluate what we want to do down here. All right, let's make sure nobody joins in here. France, huh? What are they? Yeah, transfer states. Nope. Let's hope they don't join in, though. Yeah, Central Archives and Banking. I thought we have... Let me look at it. Parties, particularly the Conservative Party, are struggling to raise enough funds for all their campaigning needs this election. Yeah, we'll take this hit to the Conservative Party. Okay, we're probably not... The Conservative Party's probably going to win, but we might get a little bit of power for the industrialists with their votes if we can bring up their momentum a little bit. Yeah, what did I miss? Oh, central banking. Oh, yeah. Yeah, right? That probably... I kind of forgot. These probably would be best to go for, right? We want to do quinine. It's probably better to go for these first before the rest of the production ones. Take central banking, central archives, and then we'll add these guys in here. We're getting tech spread on which one? Baking powder. So we'll do Bessemer process, baking powder. All right. All right, so let's take a look here. Oh yeah, that's right. We're doing all the naval-based stuff first. Our private queue, building more textiles. The Ashanti, huh? They're not going to be able to get there, though. Well, if we added a war goal on them, we could pursue military access. but it's just going to prolong the war. I think I'll keep it as it is. I mean, I'm not going to add any war goals against the Ashanti. You guys can stay in there, unless they're able to work out a deal with Dahomey. If they do, though, I have other battalions I can send over there. Trade center still not profitable. The British. Don't we still have... We have trade privileges with them. Oh, right. Right. Yeah, we need more trade volume. We're not producing enough steel. That's right. Yeah, so we need you guys to start building more of it. He really is Dahomey. Hopefully, Dahomey is like, to the Ashanti, Dahomey don't play that. Not to my boys Morocco. Hopefully that's what Dahomey says. Alright. Alright, so let's speed this up here. Alright, no major powers joined in. Yeah, so this is up to... But they're all irregular hussars. So I feel like we should be okay, even though they have more manpower. I'd love it if they sent this little boaty guy out there. Alright, let's send our landing army out. So they'll be there in how long? 3 weeks. Alright, we'll see how that works. In the meantime... oh, there's our election. Alright, so the Conservative Party won. Yeah, whoops. Well, we got a lot of loyalists, so I might just keep the contested government. In fact, I might just keep this. No. I might not reform it at all, to be honest, then. And just keep it this way. I don't want these guys in government. Hey, John, welcome, welcome. Good to see you. Will you try to buy Algeria from France? I don't think it's going to work. France is, they're a little angry at us. I don't think they're going to sell us anything. We're going to have to take it by force, eventually. We're going after Oyo right now. Oh, why is the iron in Marrakesh? See, I wish... So I wish these guys would build more steel. I guess I just need to create more of a need for it. And I wish we were exporting. Well, no, we don't have excess guns to export. So that's part of our problem right there. Here we go. All right. Speed it up a little bit, get to the first battle. No? Oh, there it is. Excellent. There's our first win. Alright, so this should be okay. What if we took these guys next? Yeah, not much there. Is Oyo a split state? It is not. Oh, and we took it. Alright. Well, there we go. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Give the company investment rights, and they will build the steel by themselves and give you money. Well, the investment rights just means that they can build in another country if we have investment rights with that country. They can build steel now. We gave them the industry rights to steel, but we don't have we don't have investment rights in any other country. You need another sticky note to put the Discord link in the description. Oh, the Discord link in the description. Yes, that's right. That'll be good. And I think I'll pin it to the comments for a few streams. Now that we're getting the word out there. Okay, look at this. So we're starting to export some steel. So once we take Oyo, oh look at this. We can do another interest. Well, we won't need to waste an interest on Niger anymore because we'll have somebody there. So let's get an interest in North Germany again. This will help our steel exports a little bit. We try to conquer Tunis and Tripoli, or simply transfer them from the Ottomans. I wonder what their status is. Are they still... Yeah, I think they're independent now. I might go after them next, to be honest. The problem, though, is... I won't be able to naval invade. Yeah, that's what it was. So I might be able to take Tripoli. There is a big chance that France gets involved in that. Like, let's just look at what the tooltip says now. Yeah, Sardinia, Piedmont get involved. Interesting. France would not. Yeah. Don't really know if I want to take on a war with Sardinia, Piedmont just to take Tripoli. It'll heavily hamper our reserves, and I'd rather spend that money on a war against France. Because we're working towards updating our military to skirmish infantry. And once we do that, we can start looking at France and possibly getting an ally, because our power projection will be a little higher. Finally, a place for nerds to thrive. The ham cord. Finally, a place to ham out. I don't know about that. That wasn't that wasn't my best. Are we not? Oh, being colonized. I was like, where? I always forget these two are connected. All right, so we now have Oyo, or now called the Yoruba states. We now have dyes in our market. So let's go to our textile mills. Oh, well, we were already on dye workshops, but now we can afford to move up there. We can move one of them to fancy clothes. Let's just do Marrakesh, because I don't want to take one of the larger ones. So that should give us plenty. Actually, oh, that's right. This is owned by their company. They're making designer clothes. But yeah, we'll keep it not profitable. Will you conquer more of Senegal? Probably not. I want my focus to be up here. For military, I want things that are going to help me get closer to forming Maghreb. We took this because we need more wood and dyes in our market, which, yeah, let us... So let's... Oh, we have a tooling workshop. What are tools in this market? I have 3. Oops. Well, these guys can now afford to move to wrought iron tools. You know, we might move to steel tools to get the company building steel more. Yeah, we don't need to be saving labor. And then you guys can switch over to sawmills now. Build one more. Alright. Oh, and we should have another interest. Yes. Because now we have a natural interest here. So let's take a look at our trading center. Why are we still getting such a bad... Oh, yeah. So we need to increase our output. We could get an interest in markets, but I would rather... Okay, I would rather also start exporting some small arms. So let's take a look at who the biggest importers there. Ooh, Qing. Let's get ourselves an interest in North China. And then we can start exporting that stuff. Yeah, we no longer want any imports. We're not going to tariff the exports. And we'll do the same on these. Sephardim people are being attacked and killed by some members of the Amazigh people in Fez. Okay, yeah, we... Oof, -5 standard of living for the Sephardim. We don't want that. -7, Jesus. Okay. Well, we'll do that, and then we can take away... How much are we getting on this consumption tax? We're getting quite a lot. I suppose we could take away... We have road maintenance. We need it in Inner Morocco. I hate to take it away from Fez and Marrakesh. That's where we're building mostly. What is our... So plus 13%. Well, we can kind of afford to take it away from... Take it away from Fez for now. Also, when you go to war with France, you should have them revoke the claims they have on Morocco. Yeah, that's true. That is a good point. We will work for that as well. Hey, Sneaky Spudworth! Hello, friend. Hello. Thanks for dropping by. Good to see you. How's everything going? All right. look at what's going on in our lives. Good to see you too. Pretty good. Baby's sleeping for a bit. Oh, excellent. That's always such a good feeling. Trying to heat pad my back for a bit. Ooh, I feel you on that one. Oh my god. Baby asleep, heat pad on the back. I know that feeling well. I don't envy you. But it's nice to have a heat pad. Man, heat pads are one of those things that when you look back and you're like, boy, did I undervalue a heat pad when I was younger. When you get to a certain age, you're like, they are just the best. The best invention. They're better than the invention of sliced bread, the heat pad. A group representing those within the industrialists with an interest in the glass trade have begun lobbying the government for action against Great Qing, citing its hostile trade policies. No, we don't want an anti-country. Oh my god. We want to trade with Great Qing, people. We want to trade with Great Qing. Well, no, we don't want we don't want the industrialists to lose political strength, and they're going to join this damn lobby anyway. Dedicated police force, less power to landowners, and less radical in terms. Oh yes, okay. I got sidetracked by the war. We need to get rid of slave trade. So yes, we could go dedicated police force. So let's do this and see what we get. I might just try to go for this. The pro-slavery movement. Yeah, they don't have a lot of people right now, though. Let's see what happens. Let's just outright try to ban it. I guess it would have been nice if we had net. Yeah. Yeah. Honestly, I might want National Guard before we do this. Yeah, see, okay. What would have been beneficial would have been... Alright, this is not the way. That was a dumb thing to do. This is the way. We'll gain some loyalists, and these are the guys that want the National Guard anyway. We're going to get National Guard. It'll give us more conscripts as well, which will help us in the war. And then we'll hope to overturn the next election and then go for slavery banned. What's a heat pad? It's always hot here in Seattle. Yeah. You need a cold pad. Don't underestimate the cold pad, aka a Ziploc bag with some ice. When you eventually go to war with France, you should revoke the claims on Morocco they got from conquering Algeria. Yeah. Yeah, that is... We're going to look into that. Although, when we go to war with France, we're going to take Algeria anyway, so... There's also that. Now, we might be able to... Oh, Civ 7 update tomorrow just announced. Oh, nice! So, when we do the next episode of our Imperator Franklin run, Wednesday morning, we'll have the new update. Very cool. Good to know. We might be able to go for Tripoli here. Yeah, so what happens if we go for Libya? Does anybody get all bent out of shape about it? Ooh, we're not going to go for that yet, because it will make us infamous. We want to stay under our infamy cap, because great powers will try to beat us down. Tripoli is independent, you can attack it. Yeah. We're going to wait until our infamy goes down a little bit. Okay, let's take a look again. Now, here's a problem, though, is I want the infamy to go down much more, because when we go for Tripoli, I want to take all 3 of these states. And that will definitely put us over our infamy cap. Isn't our leader helping us with infamy decay? Is he not? Unfortunately, it looks like he is not. Ah, okay, we're done colonizing. Do we want... Yeah, we want to incorporate this state. They've got our pops. We've got some sulfur. Yeah, right? We could puppet them. That's not bad. That's not a bad idea. Let's take a look at that in a moment. Hassan Ibn Fuad has embarked upon a week-long tour. Oop. Ah, yes. This is what I want. Start adding some steel into the arms industries. A week-long tour of the countryside to spread awareness of the need for National Guard amongst the rural folk. Yeah, we'll take that. Alright. Yeah, so let's see. Let's see if we make them tributary 7. Not bad. We stay under our infamy. So, we'll get into Sardinia-Piedmont territory here. What is their deal? 4733. We can take them. You could even try making Tunis your subject. Yeah. Problem with Tunis is we'd have trouble naval invading them. We'd have to wait till we took Tripoli, because then we could just send land units in. But we don't have... I mean, I suppose once the Navy is fully up and going, we could do a naval invasion. But it'd be easier to just take Tripoli first. Do we want to take on Sardinia-Piedmont, though? Let's take a look at their military. If they have skirmish infantry, we might not want to do this. Line Lancers, okay. Irregular and line infantry. Alright, given this business with Sardinia-Piedmont, I would like to get through this and a little bit of the food industries. I'd like to finish this page so that we can upgrade one of our armies to skirmish infantry and then be able to add in the extra supplies and give us a little bit more of an advantage when we take on Sardinia-Piedmont. In Hassan Ibn Fuad's body of published works in a popular new book with a vision of what National Guard might look like, lawyers affiliated with the Sunni ulema say the contents are legally sound. We don't want to take on expenses. Ooh, plus 5%. Yeah, we'll take this. Who's this? Hamburg. What is their military? Can't you put a decree to make it faster to build? I believe we still have it, right? Oh, wait, did we take away... Yeah, we took away the construction efficiency. What's our private queue building right now? They're building a railway. What the hell is wrong with you guys? Yeah, let's move road maintenance temporarily off of Marrakesh and put it in Fez. Well, so many amazing changes come to Civ, but some of them are before game creation. We're gonna have to start a new run. Damn, we might have to start a new run too. We might start a new run then to have the run with everything that's new, since we only have one episode of it. If you go to war with France, you could also liberate some countries from them. Yeah, I mean, we'll have to see when we actually do that, if it's to our benefit. Damn. Okay, so we now have a sultan that's a slaver. That's not great, but... so plus 5% bureaucracy, institution change speed, 5% authority, and of course expensive taste. Always. Continuity changes are coming, so age transitions are much smoother. AK won't end your wars. Oh, nice. Yeah, anything that makes those age transitions a little smoother is very much welcome, because they are so not smooth at the moment. All right. Alright, so this should be, I believe, our first munitions factory. How many of these guys do we get? We get 50. If we upgrade our main army, I mean, I suppose it would be better to upgrade the landing army for the naval invasion. So they'll take 1 per unit. We'll get 50. Actually, yeah, we could upgrade the main army and the landing army. And honestly, and the 1st National Guard. Can you force the king to abdicate? I don't think he's that unpopular yet. Yeah, no. He needs to... Usually you need to be pretty heavily disliked in order to do that. But you have to set it up from game start. So I vote for new run. No, yeah. I think I've already kind of decided in my head we're gonna restart the run because of the update. If a lot of stuff isn't gonna implement in a current save and we're only 1 episode in, we might as well just restart that run. It's not like we were doing so wonderful that that we want to continue it. Children working in the furniture manufactories in Yoruba states, ooh, see, we're almost done with that, have suffered injuries trying to operate the machinery used in production. Ooh, yeah, we don't want mortality hits there. We'll take that one. Our rank went down a little bit there. You know, we can I think we can do all of the construction sectors up here now. And look at that. That puts us over 100. That's what we were aiming for. You could also transfer French Senegal from France. This is true. It's an option. We might... I wonder if we went after them. Would anybody go for Tunis? Sardinia Piedmont might. And what if we just outright took it? Oh. Oh, poop. We gotta start damaging relations. Well, we might... No, no, no. Let's not do that. Because if we make them a tributary... I think we just make them a tributary. We don't need to outright own it immediately. Eventually we have to. How many states do we need in order to form this? So we need 5 more. Yeah, if we took these 3, 4, we would only need 1 more. I wonder, what would it take for you guys to give us British Senegal? I mean, they're definitely not going to, but... Yeah, it's like negative everything. Take Sardinia. Take Sardinia from them if they dare. Yeah, right? Oh no. Oh no, that's right. What am I talking about? This one. Yeah. If you dare, we take this from you. Wouldn't be a bad place to take. There's a lot of stuff we would acquire. They know what's coming. As the debates around the National Guard law stall, Hassan ibn Fuad has motioned to pass the proposal to a commission of experts to break the deadlock. Ooh, yeah, we might as well just take the guaranteed 10. Alright, we're at 45% success, but at 0 stall. I swear to God. Give me what I want. Triage. Yeah, excellent. See, this is the other reason why we need those food manufacturers. We need more liquor. So, we've got plenty of fabric. When, or take the ports of Morocco that Spain has. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's on the list, so we're definitely going to look into it. So let's add this stuff in. Oh, the National Guard, we need to add stuff in. So we're also building some sugar plantations. So, yeah, let's make sure we have sugar in. Oh, who's the 5th Army? Where did we... Yeah, we acquired them from the Yoruba states. We don't want military there, so... I'm sorry, guys, but you can go home. Yeah, we have... We have access to tobacco. And we're going to have food. So let's add that in. They're starting to build railways. We don't have the motor industries for it. You guys got to start building motor industries. All right, we got our first munitions. Oh yeah, we should finish the explosive factory first. In an obscure meeting, Hassan ibn Fuad, and a proxy of the industrialists, rambled at length about the positives of National Guard. One was cognizant enough to take minutes. No, we'll take this one. So we've got almost a 50% chance here. When is our next election? In 2 years. Okay. We have good relations with them. I wonder how much they really would go for us. So if we took Tripoli, that'd be like 8.3. That'd be about 18. So yeah, we should just be... We should go for tributary, because if we try to take all three, even if we're at 0 infamy, we're going to become infamous. I would really like it if we could get some type of alliance going, but nobody is protective. What about the United States? I always forget about them. They're protective. We're protective, we just don't want to protect you at all. Alright, so what is their issue here? Yeah, us being unrecognized. Well, once we get rid of slavery, I believe we can start doing this. Oh, that's right. No, we have to become a major power. So we gotta get to 250. Well, once we upgrade our military, our power projection will go up. Actually, you know what else we could do? Hey, hello, National Guard. Now... let's do this. Yeah, no, we'll go to appointed bureaucrats, because we want our bureaucrats. Yeah, intelligentsia and petite bourgeoisie. I mean, it looks like this will pass pretty easily. So we'll go appointed bureaucrats next. See, it would be nice if we had a good agitator here. Why is it saying nobody would want to? Like, what about somebody who's accepted? What would our problem be? Why can't he create or join one? Either way, I don't like this guy. What if we just exile him? We can, we're level, pretty much level with radicals and loyalists. Yeah, let's get you the hell out of here. Goodbye. You are the weakest link. Let's take a look at what we got. A Democrat. So, this guy could give political strength to the intelligentsia. And pop attraction. What's our current guy getting us? Psychological affliction. Minus 2%. Okay. So we'll do that because everybody else sucks. We don't want any authoritarians. So Umar al-Shariki. Now we can't make him the leader until the intelligentsia are in government, but that might not be so long from now. Man, everyone has some horrible tree. Yeah, we have awful agitators. The yellow pages of agitators currently suck. Oh, let me take a look here. Okay. By the way, you don't need to be a great power to be recognized. You just need good relations with a great power. Well, we don't need a... To get the recognition journal entry, we have to be a major power. That's what I was looking at before. So we need to be at least a unrecognized major power, and to get that, we need to get to 252 in prestige, and we're currently at 223. So we're not that far off. All right, we're at the 2-hour mark, so we're going to take a quick break before we get invaded by ads. So let's see, we'll take a quick break and be right back. Very short break. All right, and we're back. And we're back. Let's see. At least you got Democrats, one of my run, all of them slavers or love slavery. I know, right? Sometimes it seems like that. It's just all the worst. Hey, Brick House. Hey, welcome. Good to see you, friend. How are you? Yeah, I love this. They're called agitators because they are meant to agitate the player. Ugh. Put that on a t-shirt, right? Isn't that the truth? Join the Discord. Yeah, join the Discord. Certainly no government involvement in his accident. It's never the government. It's always on the up and up. Okay. Oh, okay, so we have the one thing there. I want to temporarily just subsidize the munitions to get it going, and we're going to upgrade these guys to skirmish and the landing party. Hopefully this will give us enough power projection to get us to a little bit closer to 252. Armed forces and landowners are split over the semantics of a clause regarding appointed bureaucrats. Umar al-Shariki has published articles designed to drag the public into this bickering. Everybody's actually pretty happy, oddly. I don't know why they're all happy. They shouldn't be. Yeah, we'll get more people to the armed forces. You should improve relations with Spain to buy back the parts of Morocco that Spain has. Or we could just take them. I mean, we don't really have the money to give it to them. To give them any. We don't have any money to give away. For third time, dedicated police... Yeah, I'm thinking we do that next. I want to get a combination of... Oh. What am I doing? Oh. Yeah, you know, actually, I meant to go National Guard, dedicated police force, then appointed bureaucrats. So we'll finish appointed bureaucrats and then get dedicated police force. I think having National Guard and a dedicated police force are very helpful when you're trying to ban slavery. So we're definitely going dedicated police force next. And then that should get us somewhere... Well, no, we still won't be near the election, but... it would be nice if we could get the intelligentsia in there before we start banning slavery. Yeah, no, I saw that, John. You should improve relations with Spain, but I don't necessarily want to. First of all, I don't think they're not going to like us anyway. They're already antagonistic. Plus, we don't really have the money to buy it back from them. So even if we were on good relations, if we wanted, it's really hard to get people to sell you anything. So yeah, look, the tooltip is just says like straight up no. And if we had better relations, it would only improve by 50. So we'd still be at negative 150. And then even if we had positive relations, which I don't think we can get to, we would still probably only be around 100. So I don't think improving relations with them will help. I suppose we could improve relations just so they don't mess with us. Oh, that's right. They're embargoing us, right? Yeah. Yeah, let's improve relations because I forgot about the embargo. If we can get rid of that embargo, that could be beneficial to us. Workers on the railway in Yoruba states are dying in droves due to the harsh malarial conditions and the extreme demands placed upon them. Yeah, we'll take the state construction efficiency because I forgot they were building a railroad there up at Trippo. Yeah, we're working our way toward that. I want to get our military upgraded before we take that on. Oh yeah, I forgot. It doesn't... You gotta manually switch these over. Because of a bug. I think it's a bug. I don't think they intend that. Where did we put those munitions? In Fez. Alright, how's the landing army? Are they all upgraded? They are. Alright, we might be ready to do the Tripoli thing. Where's our explosives? Alright, come on. Alright, Alright, good. So they're going to take care of that. Well, why not use Portugal and Britain to diploplace Spain and get France for the Algeria part? Well, I'm hoping if it comes to it, they will help us. Oh, we can improve a little bit more. Unfortunately, we're not really able to get any type of alliance or anything with that, so we just gotta kind of hope they join in on some type of diplo play. Try to improve relations here. Oh yeah, I suppose, okay, we're pretty good with Sokoto. We can stop that for now. Yeah, they're neighbors. Let's get them on our positive side. A social club popular with the educated class has held a salon in Fez with Umar al-Shariki, or Sharki, speaking in favor of appointed bureaucrats as an honored guest. Alright. Let's take a save real quick. So let's... Oh, you know, I forgot I did actually want to get some of this stuff in before we did that. Alright. So we're going to activate... Let's pause here for a second. I'm not going to activate all the armies. We'll do the main army. Oh wait, let me make sure. Yeah, we can't supply this yet, so we're going to get rid of this. But we should be able to supply the rest of it. And this. Let's get our fleet in position. Alright. Who might join it? Yeah, France is going to ask for some BS. Alright. So we'll see what happens here. Yeah. What would be interesting is if we could get money off of them. Yeah, just what I thought. France is not going to join in. They're damaging relations now. Greece is improving relations. You don't really need to own the states to form a country if your subject is at the lowest subject tier, which is a puppet. Yeah. So, we have that going for us. What treaty can you make with not much infamy? I suppose... Which one doesn't take a lot of infamy? I think things like... Well... Money transfer, it depends on how much money you're asking for. It scales up. Treaty ports take a lot. I think things like... I'm pretty sure things like trade rights is pretty cheap. As well as... investment rights. I forget how much investment rights are. But trade rights are pretty low. I don't want to say anything until it's official, but... Wow. They backed down. So all that worrying, in the end, for nothing. No, treaty ports, I think, take quite a bit of infamy. I'm pretty sure. Alright, so... Yeah, we're gonna stop with Portugal, because I'd rather improve relations with them. Now... Yeah, Sardinia Piedmont might join in on this one. Well, now that we got them, let's take a save here. Tripoli doesn't really give too much in the way of resources, right? Yeah, not really. There's not much we're getting from them. They have some buildings built here. That's actually not bad. But in terms of the resources itself, we've got some fish, and some livestock. But we do have these buildings. Alright, we are running low here on mones, on some mones. So we'll raise taxes a little bit. Let's see. They don't have any wood, right? Yeah, they don't have wood. Oh yeah, I forgot Iraq is in the game. Alright. Let's give this a try. So we'll do the same thing again. Now you guys just, you know, skedaddle over there. Look at that. So we're getting 1.2k from Tripoli now. These guys actually might be worth taking as well. And then we can possibly colonize this. You should also transfer some knowledge to your subjects. I don't generally like that because you lose a bit of your tech spread, I believe, right? Yeah, we lose 10% tech spread in our own country. So I'd rather, considering where we started as a small nation, so we're already pretty far behind in tech. We need to hold on to this tech spread. Wait, oh, I thought we had... Damn. I thought this was up to 20 already. Did I had intended to make them poop on that. Okay. Temporarily, we are going to transfer 10 line infantry over to the landing army. Because I want that to be 20 units. Ooh, look at this. Okay, so we're going to try that strategy we had earlier in the game. While we're at war here, we're going to pause the government construction. Something I say to never do. But I have to say, when your investment pool's at 27 million, It's not so bad. And then we will raise taxes for the duration of this war. Because we're still at a pretty high interest rate. Station troops and troops. Oh, yeah. That's right. I almost forgot. Oh, yeah. I almost forgot. God, what am I doing? Oh, hold on. I have to add in... Wait, hold on a second here. Wait, what is happening here? I thought there was a way to do this before the war. Yeah, I guess you call them in when the war starts. I thought, though, there was an overlord thing to, before a war starts, to say, you're going to join all my future wars. Alright, well, I guess we'll have to wait. I mean, it won't take long to send the people over there anyway. Umar al-Shariki's attendance at a bourgeois fundraising banquet in Fez, has led to an uptick in funds promoting appointed bureaucrats. Oh, he gets grifter. Oh, I actually don't mind if he gets that. Ooh, are they gonna back down? It is not to join, but to exempt them from war. Oh, quite the opposite of what you were thinking. Oh, I see. Yeah, I guess that's what I was thinking of. Baking powder, alright. Come on, Tunis. Tripoli back down. Well, at least no one else is joining in. See, it would be great if they back down, because then I don't have to have high taxes and spend money on this war. Sadly, you have to do it during the war. I could have sworn initially they changed it in 1.9, but now it seems to be back to the behavior of waiting till the war starts. Yeah. See, yeah, I thought I was confused because of something like that. I gotta refresh my memory on that stuff. All right. No, you are correct. There is a service exemption, as the other commenter noted, but also what you were thinking of. Oh, I see. Okay. Well, war has started. So let's send the main army over there. Oh, not the National Guard, the landing army. You're raised. I might as well send you over there. And then we should be okay. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We have 124k in the reserve, so all right, we should be okay for the duration of this. Man, that railway in the Yoruba states is never going to finish because of that construction inefficiency. How's our company doing here? All right. Yeah, during war, all of this stuff goes up. Ooh, Austria. Do we have a possible alliance there? A horrendous first draft of appointed bureaucrats has every faction clamoring to ram in their desired changes. Umar al-Sharik has whipped up immense public discontent in favor of the rewrite. So we'll lose the conversion rate if we do that one. Yeah, we can take that. Ooh. Oh, but that's Tripoli's forces. Where's ours? Yeah, come on, guys. Get to the damn front. Well, I don't think they have any convoys, right? I thought I had checked before. Yeah, they don't have any. Plus, our navy is not very good at convoy rating. We get minus 90% convoy rating efficiency. I need to create a fleet specifically for convoy rating. But Tunis doesn't have any anyway. Well, but they all, I could convoy escort, but they only have one flotilla. And they're not using it. There's really nothing to do with Navy. Yeah, their one fleet guy is just sitting here. So they're not attacking our convoys. I'd love it if you guys just got to the damn front already. Alright, there we go. There we go, there we go. Look at that, they almost started taking land in Tripoli. So that one is done. Look at that, we're with the government construction pause, and it doesn't seem like the investment pool is taking any bit of a hit. Alright. Should be over after the next battle. Oh no, we still haven't taken enough yet. A series of perceived poor decisions by the pro-slavery movement has led to a notable decrease in its ability to raise money. Numerous wealthy sympathizers have quietly halted their support for the movement in its current form. Yeah, let's get all the pop attraction down on that. Maybe naval invade as well. It would, I mean, it doesn't do any, I mean, we would have to take, like, the landing army off the front to naval invade. I mean, we're fine as is. We're defeating them. It doesn't really make a difference at this point. They're pretty much toast. Now the question is, let's see. Oh, so we have the elections coming up. Look at this. Yes. There we go. Hello, my Tunis. My Tunis, my Tunis. Let's improve relations. Okay. Excellent, excellent. Good. So their liberty desire is going down. Alright, so for us, let's see what happens in the next week update for our budget. Excellent. So, let's turn government construction back on. The ongoing election has drawn attention To the platforms of the various contending parties across Morocco, the electorate debates which party is worth trusting with the next term in government. Clearly, we want the Liberal Party. The furniture manufacturers in Yoruba states have seen an increase in workplace injuries due to increased mechanization and poor safety regulations. Yeah, I don't want to lose people there. Well, yeah, we can take a hit to their manufacturing industries. All right. No, use the 3-man army. Oh, actually, speaking of which, yeah, I have to send some soldiers back over to that one. All right, can we lower taxes a little bit? Not really. I would like to increase there a little bit. Okay. Or actually, we should keep the landing army as is. And then we'll increase the National Guard at some point. Alright. Why did we lose construction? Oh, man. Yeah, I don't want construction. Oh, I didn't realize they had construction sectors. No, no, no. I didn't realize that's why we were at 100 before. Okay. Alright, next. Let's get dedicated police force before the election is done, hopefully. I don't want to reduce the military wages because they're giving us prestige from Army power projection, and we're trying to get up to unrecognized major power so we can trigger the event earning recognition. So we're going to keep the military wages up and see if we can just survive on that. Can we afford to lose 5% of our authority? Probably not. So we can't decrease that. I might look to add a consumption tax. As news escaped Beijing of yet another violent crackdown on the Qing labor movement, outraged members of the trade unions have taken to the streets of Fez, marching under the banner of Anti-Qing Association. Come on, people. Alright, so we need... So we can do something with our furnitures. Yeah, let's do that. In a gesture of solidarity with the liberal movement, Umar al-Sharik has encouraged his supporters to vote for it in the ongoing election. Yes. Yeah, oop, modern sewage, thank you. Let's get pop attraction to them. The liberal movement is on their way. Why do people in Morocco care about Qing? Oh, because we put an interest. We put an interest over there to increase our trade advantage. Oh, not that. On steel. Oh no, not on steel. On small arms, because they're the main importer. Though it looks like we should still put one, if we can, elsewhere. When attacking Spain... Oh, you mean like reduce wages when attacking Spain? You should increase your bureaucracy. Yeah, I know. We do need to do that. Because I would also like to increase the National Guard level. What can your companies monopolize? Nothing at the moment because we're on laissez-faire. So we're not allowed to have monopolies. So there is that. And we are kind of benefiting from it since we have such a large investment pool to use. All right, okay, what we need to do here is, unfortunately, we're going to get rid of some of these social mobility things. We are going to need to add some road maintenance here because these guys are just killing me. Because they have. How long are they going to have that? 3 more years, negative 50% state construction efficiency. You're just killing me. All right, what can we add in? Yeah, we'll add in luxury clothes. We don't want to do tobacco because, yeah, too many people use it. It would be nice if our standard of living was a little better. Although it looks like it's almost double what everybody's expecting. Just generally not high. Khalid Al... Oh, what's that? Progress to drafting. Okay. Khalid Al-Khattabi of the Sunni ulama has been seen preaching in favor of the Conservative Party, convinced that their victory has been foreseen in Allah's plans. Yeah, no, we don't want to give them more political strength. Ooh, we can make them lose... Yeah, lose popularity. Now we could go for Bulagoo. Yeah, we could just send the landing party down here to take these guys. Would anybody really care? Not a lot of infamy. Sokoto might care. Let's build up some money first. I don't want to go into debt over something like that. That would not be very nice. Alright, how long until this election? 26 days. Damn. We're not going to get dedicated police force through before then. Let's take a look at who our leader is going to be when this election is done. So it'll be this guy, the positivist. We might be able to switch to presidential republic. Ooh, and this guy's going to give us infamy, decay, and prestige. Excellent, excellent. If you have a political religion like here in my country, you'll see how comedic that pop-up event. I hope we get it then. I love any type of comedic pop-up events. All right. Oh, what was I talking about our leader? Pfft, I forgot. Okay, so hopefully during this session, we can get... Ah, man. Well, this is what we're going to get, because I want these guys in power here. It's going to be tough, though. Oh, yeah. Dedicated police force is pretty much done. The national effort to implement dedicated police force has become the subject of debate between partisan newspapers and may disrupt the lawmaking process. Well, no, it's not done yet, actually. We might let this ride out a little bit. We'll see what happens at the next checkpoint. But now we have a shot. We lost our trade agreement with Russia. Yeah, no. Damn. I definitely don't want to give them that, but... Alright, well, we lost trade privileges with them. But we're still generally, please don't become a presidential republic. Please remain a constitutional monarchy. Why? Why would we want that? Why would we want to stay on monarchy, especially since our sultan is a slaver, and we're giving power to the landowners. All right, so France is embargoing us. Yeah, they are gearing up, clearly. So, all right, how are munitions in our market? We have like 18 more. I would like to build another munitions plant. So that we can upgrade the rest of the military. Honestly, we kind of use 2 more of them, but let's get the cavalry upgraded. You know, and we aren't assigning conscripts enough. So 12, 12, 24. Oh, I see why I didn't do a lot here. Alright, for now... You could wait and see what the heir to the throne is like. Yeah, but what benefit... Monarchy is not very great. We get plus 200 authority, true, but we lose this. We get a bunch of legitimacy penalties, and it gives political strength to the aristocrats, which is keeping the landowners empowered. And we want to lower the power of the landowners. So as long as we have monarchy, the landowners are strong. So it doesn't give us any benefit. The only benefit is extra authority, which isn't worth the landowner strength. How many troops does France have currently? I'm afraid to look. Yeah. 300. Just their conscripts alone could beat us. So, ew, wait, what the hell happened to Prussia around the Rhine? Whoa! Oldenburg! What in the what happened here? Good lord. We might need to befriend you. I have never seen that happen, and oh my god. Pomerania. Oh, you know, I forgot Austria likes us now. Why won't anybody give us a damn defensive pact? If we were recognized, people would help us more. You know, oh yeah, military assistance. We can get military assistance from them. How long can we get this military assistance? Yeah, we'll give you a power block embassy for that. Absolutely. A 50-50 chance. That's worth it. How about guarantee independence? No. Okay. Sheesh. Yeah, I know, right? People always go for presidential republic. Oh. Well, I mean, I think it's just because generally it's better than monarchy. I mean, I guess you could switch to monarchy if you already had like maybe like an industrialist or intelligentsia in power, and then you could just keep them in power, but you're still giving political strength to the aristocrats. Honestly, parliamentary republic would be preferable over presidential republic. But monarchy is not a very good law, at least in my opinion. Alright, we're done with that. Hayam, hello, hey, welcome, welcome. Alright, well, unfortunately... Oh. Ah, they declined the treaty. Damn. Poop on that. Alright. Unfortunately, I'm at my hard out time for today. So I gotta end the run here for today. But we're continuing more of this later this evening. So, let's see. So we're going to continue this later tonight, starting around 8:15, between 8:15 8:30 tonight. So that's Eastern time. So that's in about 7 hours from now. So that'll be the next time I'm on with this. Let's see. Oh, I always do technocracy, monocracy, since that's what Council of Mars and Belisarius Call want. Awesome. So yeah. So that's going to be it for today. In case you weren't here at the very beginning, another reminder, we have a Discord. So there's a pinned comment on Twitch and YouTube for the link to it. Very, very big thanks to my friend Jack for setting it up. And so join the Discord. More stuff will be added to it as we go. Yeah, sorry, Chaim. Yeah, you joined in right as we were ending here. But yeah, hopefully you can join in tonight. So yeah, that'll be it for today. Please join in for the next one tonight. And thanks for watching, of course. And as always, be awesome. I'll see you next time.